add to their calendar, share it, sign up directly from the site, and also see where it is on the map. Next slide. So a little bit about how the system architecture was designed. So we have a front-end client written in React and Next.js, and as we said, there's a admin interface that that Divino would use, or other Occur employees. And then there's a user interface that people looking for resources in the Oakland area would use. And then we did authentication with Auth0, and we created an API in Python and Django. And yeah, so there's an admin API and a resource API, and those use the PostgreSQL database. And then we hosted with Cypress with DigitalOcean, and tested with Cypress.
Tina, we just got an update about time, and I think we should skip to the demos.
Okay,
and
sounds
then
good.
We'll do the rest.
Okay, cool. So our site lives on resources.occurnow.org. So this is our homepage here, which just kind of has some informational content. The meat of the site is really mostly on this resources page. So you can load this page, and this is kind of a list of all of the resources that Occur has to provide. So these fall into different categories. Some of them are food resources, some of them are housing resources, some of them are community services, some of them are mental health. Maybe none of them are mental health right now. Education resources, etc. So you can filter by categories in here. You can zoom in and out of the map to filter the resources down here to find a specific one. And then you can click on a resource either on the map or down here to go to a page that's specifically about that single resource. So this is about the Homeless Action Center. There's some further details. This image isn't here right now, but it should be. And then there's a map down here of that resource too. So this is where you get information. If the event is attached to like a virtual meeting or something like that, you have Zoom links here, and then there can be an external link. So in this case, to the Homeless Action Center, takes you to their homepage there. So that's kind of the core of the site with the resources. The other side of the site, Keisha, do you want to talk about the admin stuff, or should I?
I think since you're already sharing, go ahead.
Okay. So the other side of the site is that if you're an admin user, you can log in by going to the /admin page. Our login flow, instead of password-based, we're using magic email links. So I have to go into my email now. But this is a welcome to Occur dashboard link, and I can click this link right here. And now I'm on the same page I was before, but I'm logged in. And there are some different options available to me here. This page where I can see and edit all of the different users who have admin rights to the site. And admin users can also that's most of what we have for the demo. Is there anything I missed?
No, but these guys actually have to switch. So
yeah, that's what I thought.
You can stay behind and ask questions if you would like to. But thank you guys so much. We will be more cognizant of time in the next round. We thought it was
Awesome,
like 10 minutes and not 6.
Awesome work.
Thanks.
We're going to make the next rotations a little longer.
Okay.
Yeah. But awesome work. Loved it.
Thank you guys for coming.
Hi, Keisha.
Hello.
Hey, Ben, was that one a little too fast?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't keeping amazing track of time. So
okay, cool.
All right, I'm just waiting until it seems like we've got people here. All right, I think we basically hit a critical mass. So yeah, let me share presentation. There we go. Can you guys see this? Okay, just want to look there. All right. So yeah, so the project I was leading was a project for Animal Aid. The goal of our project was to basically help the Animal Aid organization match students at Tufts to dogs in the area that need to be walked throughout the week because their owners don't have the time to do so or can't afford walkers throughout the week. So that's sort of the goal of our project, was to make that process much easier. Previously, it was a fully manual process, which when you have 30 dogs and hundreds of students signing up for walking is a really arduous thing to do by hand. So I had a great team working with me. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is sort of go through a few of the pages just with some screenshots, and then I'll hand it off to some of our developers to talk about their experience. So, you know, the base functionality we implemented was the ability for students to basically sign up for walking through our web app. So rather than filling out a Google form, maybe multiple Google forms, and then just getting a random email, everything is now centralized on this web app. And from the from the admin end, it makes it super easy for the Animal Aid folks to the coordinators to create new dogs in the system. They'll all be displayed in the gallery page. They can update all the information so that all the owner information is centralized as well. And once the matching is done, they have this handy schedule that they can print out, send to the owner, and it's got all the information that they need there. Also, just on the user end, they have a similar looking interface. You get to choose some dog choices. So, you know, the algorithm works based on preference. We try to match top choice and then go down the line. You select the times that are available. And then once the algorithm runs at the end of each round of signups, you'll be able to see all the information about what your matches are, the contact information for that dog's owner, and also something that the Animal Aid coordinators really were looking forward to is you also get the contact information of other walkers for that same dog in case you have something come up, you can't walk that day. Having that contact information will really make the process much easier rather than everyone having to go through, you know, the Animal Aid people to say, hey, I can't make this time. And then they need to find out, okay, who else is walking this dog? So that's just sort of a general overview of things. Before I get to a demo, I just want to hand things off to a couple of my developers, Lawrence and Tyler, to just talk about their experience with Jumbo Code. So Lawrence, could you start us off?
Sure. So I came into this whole thing without any experience with web dev at all. So it was definitely a very daunting experience at first. I'm not going to take too long to explain, but Django is huge. Like, just working with it is very confusing. It took a while to learn, but seeing everything come together was really amazing, and getting to be like, oh wow, this connects with this, super rewarding. And it was very fun seeing it kind of come back now that I'm taking a web dev class, just being like, oh, this is easy. Like, I recognize, you know, these the one-to-many relation, all that stuff. But yeah, very rewarding.
Yeah, so
Sure. I also came into this knowing zero web development, but I think more importantly, I came into it never like collaborating on code with multiple people ever. So that was a huge hurdle for me, I think, is like learning how do I program something that other people can read, and also how do I pass it off in a efficient manner. And doing that whole collaboration through Git and everything was just like it was a very steep learning curve, but I think something that's going to be like incredibly valuable for me in the future since I do want to pursue programming. Yeah.
Yeah, so in both their cases, Lawrence and Tyler were both, it was really great working with you guys. As a senior, I'm glad I got, such a great team. And, Tyler, considering you are a freshman and, you're just starting off in your CS career, I really can't thank you enough for the time and energy you put in. And of course, Lawrence, as a junior, your schedule is super busy. So I also appreciate it on that end. So yeah, before I spend time doing sort of more of a demo, just because time-wise, I think we might be pushing it. Any questions or anything like that from anyone?
I have one thing, just like Ben, what was your experience kind of like working with the client, and like what kind of challenges did you have there?
Yeah, so because the client was Animal Aid, which is a Tufts run organization, it was, I think, a different experience than some of the other PMs had working with, more, I don't know, like separate nonprofits. But I think it was really great to sort of interact with the Tufts students who are in charge. I think it, at times it was challenging because they didn't fully understand what they wanted. So a big portion of my job was helping figure out, okay, what's actually realistic to implement, and, what is sort of blue sky, like maybe we'll be able to do it, but, let's focus on the core bits. But also as students themselves, I think they had sort of a more unique appreciation for the time and effort that, we were putting into it, because, they understood all the same classes that we were in. They've heard about it all. So it was also kind of fun to work with them and sort of have that Tufts interaction. All right. Any other questions? Cool. Yeah. Thank you guys. I think, yeah, there we go. Time's up. So, yeah, thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of the presentations.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, I think we're gonna give it another minute or so to let people file in. I think we can get started. Ty, do you wanna go for this one?
Yeah, sure. So welcome everyone to our presentation. Our team worked with the Discus Institute, which we actually have a member here with us, which is pretty cool. So the Institute is this institute in the Boston area that promotes sustainability, especially among younger people, and getting people in general more interested in the topic and environmentalism and things like that. And so they had a previous initiative just to like spark conversations that relate to sustainability, where people would sort of sign up on their website and be matched or just be put into WhatsApp groups. So our app is kind of an extension of that to make it actually into app form, mobile app form, where you can sign up and chat with other people on topics based around sustainability. So yeah, Trevor, you want to share the demo? Cool. So this is kind of the first screen that you'll see when you open up the app. So this is like the home screen. It's an article screen that contains articles based on sustainability that are managed by an admin. So an admin can add new articles and remove older articles, and also upload an image with each article link, and then you can click on them and read up on them. And the admin portal is a separate React app that's online, and you could create accounts for that as well. You want to go to chats? Cool. So this is the chat screen, which basically you can click to enroll in chats, which is also managed through the admin portal. And the admin can create the topics that you see here, so like habits and community gardens, and then within the app or the chat itself, you can look at it's given a prompt. So that's the first message there, and it's also in the chat details, and then an article that comes with the chat as well. So something to just start that conversation between all the group members, and the idea is to have people share their experiences with whatever the topic is, or maybe engage in a new project with the other people in their group. A potential future improvement could be to include action items or things like that within each chat as well. And you can see people's profile within the chat as well. Is Trevor showing? Cool. I guess we could go to the account page. So then you also have this, which you can create a bio about yourself, just introduce yourself to people, as well as there's an interest page where basically we implemented this so that an admin can kind of get an idea of what they're, what the people within their group are interested in, and tailor the topics that they're having discussions around that. Something in the future potentially to include is matching the chat groups based on interests. Right now it's just random matching, but that's something that would probably be done in the future. That's about all for the demo. And I guess if anyone has any questions about how we built it or about the client or anything like that, feel free to come off me and ask.
I have one. Is it Joa from Discus Institute?
Hi, Joao. Hi.
Joa. I would love to hear, if you don't mind, sharing a little bit about your experience working with the team, working with Jumbo Code and all that, and kind of how you felt about the whole process.
Absolutely. I thought it was fascinating. So we have a software engineer on our team, and so we had potentially a slightly different dynamic with Jumbo Code than potentially some of the other nonprofits. And I have some software background myself, and so it was really interesting being able to sort of have a back and forth and then see how the project evolved, the project management and all of that. And I thought they did a really great job, pacing throughout the year, all of that. And it was surprising in a good way.
That's awesome.
But I guess that's my question. How did you do project management, and what does that look like from your end?
I guess I can take this. Project management is really, we have tough students apply to be project managers, and there's a application process, interview process, and Trevor was part of that. And same with the team members, applications and selecting team members. And then at the start of the year, there's a lot of training and ramp up, building out outlines, timelines, just making sure project managers are prepared and ready to go with their client. And then from there, it's really a lot just up to the project manager, dividing tasks, running their team. It's a big responsibility, something we're really, project managers do an awesome job. And it's a lot of credit to them and their members.
yeah, I guess I don't know if anyone else has any questions or anything on the project.
If no one has anything, Trevor, could you just share a couple of like your things kind of you went through, maybe like one challenge or one thing that went particularly well for your project?
Yeah, I guess one thing that was sort of, I guess, like something I learned a lot about, and I feel like I understand really well. Like I kind of came into this not having done very much mobile development experience, and so there's a lot of different like challenges and hurdles that come with that compared to just doing like like React Native. Like I know they have similar names, React Native and React, but like they really have completely different challenges in so many ways. And so sort of like navigating that, like understanding, like even something that might seem like not a big deal, like push notifications, sort of being able to implement that and sort of work through all the hurdles that, because you have to be able to work with both the App Store, like iOS and Android, and they have different like protocols for doing things. And so, yeah, I don't know. It just it sort of like poses a lot of challenges, but it was really great learning experience for me, and I'm really glad I had the opportunity to sort of work on such a cool project like this. So yeah, it was definitely very rewarding.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, thanks for sitting through this, and hopefully you guys all enjoy the rest of the presentations.
Great job.
Thanks. Trevor, did you guys write this in Swift?
No, this is React Native.
It's React Native?
Yeah, React Native. We use Firebase and Expo as well.
Very
like
cool.
to sort of facilitate that, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Trevor, you want to do this next one or should I?
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for the question.
All right, I think we have to move to the next room, but Laguna, Anthony, and the rest of the team, thank you so much for this. And yeah, congrats again.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
I guess I'll get started. Thanks, people trickled in. Hi everyone. So I'm Anthony. I'm the technical lead for our team. We worked with a club here at Tufts called Project Share. They're a health resources club. They have a big focus on providing health education resources to not only our community at Tufts, but also our surrounding communities in Medford and Somerville. They also work with Tufts Medical to provide free health services to the community. So for over the years, they've collected a bunch of different resources, but they don't really have a centralized place for people to access them. So that's what we've been doing the past year. We've been working with them to create a website where people can log on and find whatever resources they need to find. So we've been working on this website to make it easy to access and easy to find info. So if you go onto the website, they'll have different posts regarding different resources. They're all labeled under certain tags so people can find them quickly. All these posts have information and contact info, but some of them even have interactive maps, PDFs, and images just to provide more information. Something cool we're also doing is implementing a resource finder feature where if you're not really sure what you're looking for, you can answer this set of questions and it'll narrow down your results and list a few resources that might be applicable to you. So yeah, I think Maguna wants to demo the website now.
Yeah, sure. Okay, share my screen. All right, so this is what the website looks like currently. As Anthony mentioned, there's some parts that aren't fully complete yet because our deadline is the end of the semester, but this is generally what things will look like. So as we just talked about, we have different types of resources. Some of them come with like interactive maps so that you can see where these specific resources are like located in relation to yourself. We also have like image attachments to some of these resources. Isn't this like so adorable? These are like examples of real posts that will ultimately be on the website that I just imported, just so that we can kind of get a sense of how things will be. We'll also have PDF attachments like this. Wow, it's like loaded halfway. That's kind of weird. But yeah, we have lots of different types of resources, and we also have the feature that like helps people narrow down their search as well. Something that we also implemented was the dashboard. So for the Project Share team to be able to manage their website,